Hi everybody and welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. This is week 3, which is February 12th through 18th of the Color Me Happy weekly prompt challenge put on by Callie Crafty Pam and Cards by Teresa over on Instagram. So the prompts this week for week 3 is yellow, a picket fence, and flowers. So my original thought, and I am using one of my oversized cards. You can see I put some gesso on the background. I used this brand here. I don't do a lot with all of these different mediums, and I need to start. I guess I'm just learning. I'm not as experienced as a lot of other gals that do this all the time. So I put the gesso on this playing card. I didn't want to cover it with paper. I am going to be putting paper on there, but it's going to be ripped and torn. But I didn't want to back it with paper. So I thought I'd put the gesso on here. Now, if you want to see a mess and you want to see somebody struggle with mixed media and all of that stuff, stick around because you'll probably get a good chuckle. So, a couple things I thought of at first, the picket fence and flowers. I thought of just a typical scene, and my son had asked me what I was working on, and I said, I'm going through magazines looking for the next challenge for Pam's weekly February challenge. And he said, well, what are the prompts? And I told him yellow, picket fence, and flowers. And he says, oh, Mom, that's a no-brainer. Okay, all right. And he says, you got to do the Wizard of Oz, Yellow Brick Road. And I'm like, oh, Patrick, come on. So he says, come on, you can do this. I know you can do it. He says, just give it some thought, think about it. I know you can do it. So I took a couple days, and I've been thinking about it. So today I kind of played with some stuff, and I think I'm going to try it. So it's either going to be a great success or it's going to be a total flop. So maybe we can learn something along the way. So here is the Wizard of Oz. This is where the wizard lives. We have to have the yellow brick road going up to it. My mind is totally like not working right now. So this is Oz, okay? This is where Oz can be found, and you know the story. So I found this image and I cut this out, and I'll just do a little more fussy cutting here with a few more things. And then I got thinking about, what am I going to use for flowers, and what am I going to use for the picket fence, and I want to try to keep things proportionate. So I did find a really cool picket fence, and so this is Oz here. And the picket fence came from, and when you think of picket fences, you think of, I do, the 1950s and 60s. So this came from the New Basic Reader. And there's so many wonderful vintage images in here. I'm like, they have to have a house with a picket fence. And sure enough, there was some kids. See, here's a little picket fence here. I did find, here's a great picture of a picket fence here. So I did find a picket fence that would work really well with this. And this is the fence here. So I cut this out, and I want to put this down here like this. And I want to have my yellow brick road going up to Oz. And then I know there's rolling hills on your way. It's all rolling hills. You have the yellow brick road, you have the rolling hills, and then you have fields of flowers. So I wasn't quite sure what to do with the field of flowers. So I found this here in my one of my art books. And I thought I would just try to use this. Like I said, I'm going to rip and tear. I'm going to try to rip and tear some rolling hills. So I found this green and I found this green. And then I have this. So I thought we could work with that. And these could be the flowers dotting the landscape. So I'm still trying to wrap my head around. I do not have a stencil for a brick road, but what I do have, and I'm going to have to put it on here, what I do have is this here. These are, you can see these are 3 hearts. I don't even know why I bought these. I'm not a big heart person to work with in any type of art. And I don't know if maybe I did buy these thinking that they looked like stones and rocks. So I'm going to, if I turn this upside down, I can start to get my dimension of a brick road. I just have to think in my mind, because it has to be wider here and then it has to narrow up to go to the castle or whatever they call it. I don't remember. I'm not a big one on the Wizard of Oz. I don't like the flying monkeys. They always scared me when I was little. So, and I didn't like the witches either. So I've got to try to figure out how here I'm going to make my brick road. So for my thought process on this, I'm thinking that I have to make my rolling hills first. But I have to kind of figure out where my brick road is going to come. And it has to be, again, wider, and then it has to become narrower. So I'm going to leave this here. Let's set these over here so I don't misplace them. I'll put them right on top of the gesso. I'm just going to start ripping and tearing some green. Maybe I could use this for maybe some of the sky, the background. So I'll rip this here. Because you do have to have something up in the sky area, right? And then I'm using the 2 different tones so I can get some where it does kind of look maybe like rolling hills or whatever. So you're just going to have to bear with me here because like I said, this is either going to be a hit or a miss. Okay, so far so good. And I like having a little bit of this pink in here. Maybe I'll put this up towards the top because this looks more like the pinky sky. So we could put that up there. Then we could put this one here like that. And maybe there like that. I guess I didn't need to put that gesso down, did I? All right, now, so I need to, okay, so I still have a ways to go. Maybe I could do another one here. But I have to remember to add the flowers. And I don't want, if I have my yellow brick road coming up here, I don't want to put it on this green because it's going to change the color. So I think maybe what I'll do is, I like this the way it is so far. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to, let's get these first rows down here. All right. And then we can kind of cut them. I'm sure this will stick, right, to this. All right, so now we have this one. I don't know what challenge is more difficult for me, the one that my son challenged me to do this, or I think Pam and Teresa's is pretty cut and dry, just with the yellow and the picket fence and flowers. I don't know why I listen to my son and I have him talk me into this stuff. All right, so this here, I'll turn that upside down like that, because I don't want, it looked too similar, didn't it? It looked a little too similar. Let's see where we're going with this. Okay. I can always move that. I want to move it down. So let's get this cut off of here. See if I have to glue any more on. I even had to open my window. It's a beautiful day here. Yesterday I went snowshoeing with my daughter-in-law. We went over to our local golf course, and we're starting to get, 40, high 40s. And, oh, I just have to get outside. So we took a really nice snowshoe yesterday. It was tough because it was like snowshoeing in mashed potatoes, but it was absolutely gorgeous. All right, so here is that. I can always put a little piece of white paper here if I feel that the road is going to change color, but it might not. So let me put this away here. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the road. I'm going to create the road. And the only thing I'm going to do, so I know where I'm at, I want to see right here with this. If I turn this, I'm just going to make a little mark. One here and one here. And then I'll know really kind of not to go past these two little marks here. And I might even be able to bring this down a little bit. So I'm turning the heart upside down and having it just lead its way, make the narrow path up to Oz. So what I did, I played around a little bit earlier to create a yellow, use my yellow paste. So I have my textured paste here. It's opaque. And I have some embossing powder. And I have my heat gun out. And you're going to see, this is a really cool effect. So, and I was just playing around with it. So I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to wipe this brush off because I don't want to get the, that's kind of, I didn't rinse this off like I did my other stuff. So just bear with me a minute. I'm just cleaning my little palette knife off a little bit. All right. So I think last time, I think I took some paste first. And I don't really know how much I'm going to need. I just want to make sure I have enough. And then I took my embossing powder because I wanted yellow. Got to have a yellow brick road. Get this top off here. Okay. So I added the embossing powder, and then we're just going to mix this up. And if you don't have embossing powder, if you have like, I haven't thought of using food coloring, those old-fashioned food coloring bottles, or if you have, I guess you could use distressed ink. I really don't know what you can mix with this. Like I said, I am not schooled at all on this mixed media mumbo jumbo. So don't ask me or, you know, look to me for advice on it. I'm just playing here. You know who's really good with all this stuff is Louise Heinzel. So if there's anything you ever need to know, just go to Louise Heinzel on YouTube, and she is the queen of mixed media, I think. Okay, so I think that's a good yellow. I don't want it so bright. I could add a little bit more. I do have a lot of this embossing powder and stuff that I really don't use much anymore, so I might as well use it here, right? There we go. That's a little brighter. And then when you put the heat to this, it's cool because it kind of bubbles up. It raises up, puffs up. All right, so we're going to take, I'm wondering, I'm not going to put this on yet. So I'm even wondering if I shouldn't start maybe up here a little bit and come down. Maybe I should work backwards and do that, right? So I want to have it up here like this. And I brought some masking tape, but I think I'm just going to do it like this. And kind of make my brick road here. So see, isn't that cool? And then I can take this part here, and I have to be careful because I don't want to squish it. So we can take it here and start to come down. And expand it here. There we go. That's cool. And then we will just do, I think I might, wonder if I should just leave it like that. I'll do a couple more right here. Okay, all right, so I'm going to leave that. I think that's fine. I'll go a little bit, I'll do another one over here. But again, I don't want to. There we go. All right. All right, so I'm going to, because this is gonna dry really hard. So I'm going to go clean my, well, first we're going to, I want to show you what this does. I'm going to put my heat tool to it. And then I'm going to go clean my items. So we've got the road. So this is my heat tool here. And I'm going to show you, if you can see, this kind of puffs up because it has the embossing powder in it. Let's start up here. So can you see it kind of puffing up here? Maybe I can get it up here a little bit more. See how it puffs? Okay, so I didn't want to do too much because I don't want that to be too curly. So I'm going to let that dry for a few minutes, but you can see how that kind of puffed up a little bit. And it's just a really cool effect. So I'm going to take a break and I'm going to wash everything and we will finish up. All right, so that's all dry. We're all good there. So I'm going to glue this on. We'll get that done. And I guess I'm stretching it here. I know the prompt was only yellow. It's kind of like Marguerite Miller's. It's yellow picket fence and flowers, but I don't know. I have to add, it says color me happy. So I'm thinking that I am allowed to use other colors too, because these greens, they do make me happy. Okay, so this is where we're going to put that right there, like that. There. Like rolling hills, don't they? All right, and now I cut out the picket fence because I have a little, this is my little witch, and I think she's a good witch. And she is going to be tucked right down here in this area right here. I took a few of these little pieces out, but I think she'll fit in quite nicely there. But first we're going to get our flowers down, okay? These are like little puff pastries. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of do the same thing, and hopefully I will have enough. I may have to put a little bit, maybe I won't. Let's tear this right. I really don't want to waste any of this because I don't have a lot of the flowers here. But we're just going to continue to rip and tear. Maybe we can do it like this. Kind of like how I did the up there. We have some flowers there, but then we have behind here. I kind of have to maybe tuck this up in underneath. Maybe kind of like that. And then I'm going to put my little gal here. Maybe we can bring this maybe up like that. Because I'm going to have my little witch here. So I want to make sure that I get the flowers up around here. And let's work on this side here a little bit. And kind of have to go at an angle here to get all of these in. I'll be ripping and tearing so much I won't have anything left. I think that one might be good right there. I just want to fill in a little bit around here, and maybe I can do that with a little bit more of this with the pink. Maybe I can do that with the pink. And then I could add some of the flowers right here. I just don't want all that white. So if you rip it on the back side, then you don't get the there we go. And maybe I can do it like this. I like that there, like that. You're probably thinking, oh my Lord, I cannot believe that you're doing this all for a silly little, well, it's not really silly, collage challenge. But I think this is more, like I said, to challenge myself. Because when my son challenged, see, gosh dang it, when my son challenges me to something, I have a hard time saying no to him. But you know who else I've seen fiddle and fiddle and fiddle and fiddle with stuff as well is Barbara over at 49 Dragonflies. That girl, she will fiddle and fiddle and fiddle until she makes it work. I think we just have that. Must be something about Barbara's that just have to get this stuff right. There's my little flowers, my meadow of flowers. And we'll cut all that off in a minute. And then this picket fence, that'll be just fine. That's going to go there like that. So let's get this cut. Okay, so there's some meadow flowers. Let's get the meadow flowers over here. I have to add a little bit more here, right? Is that what we decided? I'd like to add more up here. I'm going to add this here. So if you're still with me, thank you. I know this is like, it's probably torture for you to watch this. It is probably sheer torture. And I don't know who it's worse for, you or me, building it or watching. Let me get these little meadow flowers here. And I think I have another little patch of meadow flowers here. I'm just kind of building. And let's see, we've got our little, we're going to put our little gal here. So let's get this cut off. We'll cut that off there. And then we are going to put our little witch here. And then we're going to put so I want her behind this. So I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take this off. I think I'm going to have to use some glue on her as well. Our little fence will go here. And I'm going to put her right about here. Okay. She might stick. And then I'm going to put our picket fence here because she'll be standing behind that. See, you thought this was just going to be a nice little 10-minute collage like my others. I fooled you though, didn't I? Okay, so there is we've got our one little witch behind there. We're going to put the other picket fence over here on this side. That is going to go right there. I'd like to add some other little flowers, but I just don't know the dimensions or really how they would look. I just don't know. And I'm just going to take this here and I'm going to fussy cut around this. And I might put this at the base of Oz, because I'm not sure that I like I don't know if I just like that there. I don't know, it just seems like it is, it's just kind of sticking out there, isn't it? Maybe what I need to do is just take another little piece here, and just so it's not so, so it kind of blends in. It looks like the rolling hills are rolling up into it. I just didn't like that straight edge there. This one I don't mind, but I didn't like this. I didn't care for that at all. There. So I think we've got it, and I have a little saying here that I'm going to put across the top and outline that. And that is, you'll see, let's see, how do I want to do this? I'll do a little bit at an angle. And this is a quote from The Wizard of Oz. This is what Glenda, the Good Witch, said. So I thought this would be appropriate. Don't drop it. And I'm sure you can finish the quote, which is, only bad witches are what? Only bad witches are ugly. There. And we're going to do a little outline. We'll get this outlined right here, like this. Only bad witches are ugly. Well, we pulled it off, didn't we? I wasn't sure how this was going to come out, but I think it came out really, really cool. So that is, what is this? This is what they say this was, week 3? Week 4? Let's go back. This here is week 3, yellow, picket fence, and flowers. So we've got the picket fence. We have the little bit of flowers here. And my yellow is the yellow brick road. So I hope you like this, everybody. Like I said, if you stuck around to the end to see how it was going to come out, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not used to working with mixed media, and I know it took a little bit longer. But I just wanted to show you that even I can do something. You just have to stick your mind to it. You have to think it out. And yeah, just play. So if you like this video, I'd love to have you give me a thumbs up, and I'd love to hear your comments. And check out Callie Crafty Pam over on Instagram. And the hashtag for that is 2023 Feb Color Me Happy. And I have everything in my description if you want to follow her, because her prompts are fun, and it is just a weekly challenge. She doesn't do it all the time. It's just every now and then, but I'd love to have everybody join in if you're able to. So I will see you down the road, everybody, and have a great day. Bye-bye.